Hello and welcome to MSU Inside Out on KMSU. I'm your host, Ethan Wiley, and we've got a great show lined up here for you guys tonight. We'll be going through some news, some sports, an interview with a new MSU faculty member, the weather, and a couple interviews with some students here on campus. But kicking things off, a local school is doing a fundraiser for the North Dakota Association of the Blind. Maya, why don't you tell us a little bit more about it?
Sure thing. The Minot Lions Club is hosting their 7th annual Dining in the Dark event at the Northwest Arts Center tonight at 5:30. The event raises awareness of life with visual impairments and vision loss. Eating your 4-course meal blindfolded, a table host will guide you with strategies for eating without being able to see your food, drinks, or utensils. Hosted by the North Dakota Association of the Blind and the Minot Lions Club. Tickets for the event can be found online. MSU's theater program returns. Newly hired Assistant Professor Sarah Belfridge-Honerman is opening the season with Neil LaBute's The Shape of Things. Don't miss the opening show tonight at 7:30 in the MSU Conference Center. Performances will continue Saturday at 7:30 and Sunday at 2. Tickets are available at the door for $15. For more information, please contact Belfridge-Honerman or the MSU Division of Performing Arts. Sarah will be joining us live in our next segment with more on tonight's debut. NodaCon returns to MSU for its 3rd year. The cybersecurity-themed event has expanded from a 1-day conference into a 3-day event, featuring the first Western Bank and Trust College Day, SRT Tech Day, and Cybersecurity Summit. The event will run from October 24th through the 26th. There will be 5 speakers and a workshop to show students what jobs, companies, and possibilities are out there in IT and the cybersecurity field. For more information and a full schedule of the event, see Minot State's NodaCon 2023 website. Ethan, I am super excited for all the events, looking forward to coming up. I'm especially looking forward to our guest speaker. I know she has a lot to say, but do you plan on going to the show at all this weekend?
I'd really love to, yeah. Assuming that schedule works out, especially with me and my wife, I know that she loves getting to go and see local plays, so it'd be a really great time if we're able to figure it out for our schedule. But for the first time since 2019, MSU's theater department is having a new production. The new faculty member, Sarah Honerman, joins me today. Sarah, thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. So can you first tell me just a little bit about the play, what it's about and what people can expect from it?
Absolutely. So it's just a 4-person play, so it's pretty simple in that capacity. And it just kind of revolves around the character Adam, who is imperfect, like all humans, and he meets a woman that he finds very intriguing, and she happens to be an art major, and she starts teaching him all about the beauty of art and the subjectivity that revolves around art, because he happens to be a security guard at an art museum that she's trying to do some nefarious activities at. And so it just kind of spirals from there in terms of them discovering each other and what they are willing to sacrifice for love.
Awesome. Sounds very entertaining.
Yes.
So what does it mean for you getting to be a part of restarting the theater program in a sense, having your first play now for 4 years?
You know, I'm really excited. I think it's great. You know, last year the campus players, the theater troupe on campus reinvigorated with Katie Allers, and they put on a production. But to have the actual MSU theater back and running is just such a beautiful thing. This is my first professor position, and so it's a great time to be getting involved in this area. One of the things I love so much about Minot is it seems to have such a love of the arts, and so I know that we're going to have the people who want to come and see and support what we're doing, which is beautiful.
Yeah. What kind of challenges did you face in sort of preparing for this and getting it all started again?
A lot. So the main one would be that HeartNet is not done yet. So with that, as you guys obviously know, Alshire Theater is not available, which means that the conference center serves an interesting use for us. So we're not in a normal theatrical space. We're in the 3rd floor of the Student Center, in the Conference Center doing this show, and that probably served the first kind of hurdle. I will say we had so many people show up for auditions, which makes me very excited for the possibility of really reinvigorating this program and bringing it back.
Awesome. And then just really quick for me here to wrap things up, is there anything else that people need to know about the play?
Not really. It's a great time. Probably just should warn you that there's some language. It's a little heavy on the language side, but aside, so don't bring your kids to it. But aside from that, it's something that everybody could take something away from.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, again, this has been Sarah Honerman, the new faculty member helping kickstart the MSU Theater Department once again. But looking more local events, the North Dakota High School football playoffs for Class A start this weekend with the Velva Aggies. Parker, tell us a little bit more about it.
Thanks, Ethan. The playoffs are finally here for North Dakota high school football. With that comes nothing but home games for the Velva Drake Animus Garrison Aggies. A 9-0 regular season and the #1 spot in the Class A polls ensure that the Aggies will not have to travel until the Dakota Bowl in early November. Taking it 1 week at a time, the Aggies will first have to get past their opponent this Saturday. The Aggies will be hosting the 6-3 Bowman County Bulldogs in a repeat of last year's opening round. Last year saw a 38-13 victory for the Larry Sandy-led Aggies. However, this year it is first-time head coach Matthew Weidler looking to lead the Aggies to the Dakota Bowl. Kickoff for this Saturday's game will be at 2 o'clock at Larry Sandy Field. Get in the car and head 35 miles west of Velva and you will see another intense Class A playoff football game. The 7-2 Des Lacs Burlington Lakers will be hosting the 7-2 Killdeer Cowboys. The Lakers are currently riding the momentum of a dominant 6-game win streak that saw them outscore opponents 232-29. The Cowboys are also on their own 4-game winning streak. While it hasn't been as dominant as the Lakers, the Cowboys have still averaged 34 points per game over the stretch. Whoever wins this game will play either Dickinson Trinity or Stanley in the quarterfinals next week. Kickoff will be at 1 o'clock in Des Lacs. There may be a new top dog when it comes to FCS collegiate football in North Dakota, at least after last weekend. The University of North Dakota Fighting Hawks defeated the North Dakota State University Bison 49-24 last Saturday at the Alaris Center. This was the first time UND has beaten NDSU since a 28-21 overtime victory in 2003. Quarterback Tommy Schuster completed 9 of his 12 passes for 118 yards and 2 touchdowns. The player of the game, however, for the Hawks was sophomore running back Gavin Zebarth. He rushed for 156 yards and 3 touchdowns on only 18 carries. Fighting Hawks head coach Bubba Schweigert, when asked after the game, called the win an emotional one. North Dakota will be traveling to Iowa on Saturday to play the University of Northern Iowa Panthers. Kickoff will be at 4 o'clock. A shaky start to the 2023 season does not look to be getting any better for the Minnesota Vikings. Aside from their 2-4 record, injuries have also plagued the team. The Vikings are expected to be missing All-Pro wide receiver Justin Jefferson for at least the next 4 to 6 weeks with a hamstring injury. They will also be missing pass rusher Marcus Davenport for at least the next 4 weeks as well. Things do not appear to be getting any better for Minnesota, and that includes their schedule. The Vikings will be hosting the 5-1 San Francisco 49ers this week on Monday Night Football. This will be no easy game for Minnesota. The 49ers have scored 30 or more points in 5 games this season, and they've only allowed more than 17 once. They also have one of the deepest and most talented rosters in the entire league. Kickoff for the game will be at 7:15 on Monday night in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Ethan, I know we've touched on it earlier in the year. You're a Chiefs fan. You guys are faring a little bit better than Minnesota this year. So how are you feeling about the season so far?
Yeah, like you said, I'm pretty happy with how my team's doing, but it's been a really fun season so far. A lot of really great close games, a lot of surprising teams that are doing better than people anticipated, and then the other way around as well. I think the Vikings are a good example of that.
Absolutely.
But After the break, we are coming back with the weather, our first of 2 student interviews, and another sports segment. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Thank you to all of our underwriters. Trinity Health is a comprehensive healthcare system based in Minot, North Dakota.
Fiance, with all your prom and bridal needs, located in downtown Minot.
KCJB 910 AM, Minot's news and information station.
Buffalo Wild Wings, wings, beer, sports.
KIZZ FM Z94, playing today's hit music.
Mix 99.9, Minot's music mix.
SRT, offering a number of services including phone, TV, internet, and security.
KRRZ 1390 AM, Minot's classic hits.
KZPR 105.3 FM, Minot's rock station.
East End, where the poor is worth so much more, located in downtown Minot.
Qdoba, easy, on time, full of flavor.
Nice Impressions, no job is too big or too small, located in downtown Minot.
MSU Beavers Hockey, online info at msubeavers.com.
Forward Communication, connecting professionals in the Midwest.
El Azteca, authentic Mexican food on North Broadway near the airport.
MSU Theater Department, year-round entertainment.
Red and Green, MSU's student-run newspaper.
MSU Bookstore, for all your campus needs.
Minot Nutrition Addiction, offering healthy smoothies and meal replacements on the go.
HBarB Construction, for all your oil field needs.
Bears Cat Donuts. Thank you to all of our underwriters. Trinity Health is a comprehensive healthcare system based in Minot, North Dakota.
Hello and welcome back to MSU Inside Out. The weather is starting to change and that means it's also getting a little bit colder. Matt, what's the weather looking like for us?
You know, today it's actually looking really nice. Partially cloudy skies, but mostly beautiful sunny skies with the current temperatures of 69 degrees, with that also being our high and our low of 47. Temperatures throughout the state with Williston at 71, Dickinson at 72, and then we move on to Bismarck at 71 as well, and then Grand Forks at 63 and Fargo at 65. A little bit colder on the east side of the state, but it's just going to get a lot colder throughout this week, and I'll show you why on our Pop John 7-day forecast. So for Saturday, we're going to be looking for the football game to be 58 degrees. So still bring a sweatshirt just in case, but I'm sure the sun will heat you up just right there. But when we go down further into the week, Wednesday night and Thursday, we are going to have some snow. Snow is finally here. Get prepared for it. One tip I'll give you for anyone who's new to snow in North Dakota, always wear layers. Wear hoodies, wear long sleeves, wear jackets, wear long pants, wear insulated boots, hoodie, beanies, and gloves. Try to stay as warm as possible, and it's because it's just going to get a lot worse. So just be prepared for that. I'm not excited for the snow, but I know some people love the snow. I can definitely see that. Ethan, are you ready for the snow or not?
Yeah, I mean, I love winter. I love snow, honestly. I know I'm in the minority in that opinion, but I do prefer the colder weather over the heat of the summer. So for me, I'm pretty excited about it. But with every MSU football home game this year, we've had an awesome student-run production. And joining me today is one of the lead producers for that, the Saturday Showdown, Parker Striha. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So can you just tell us a little bit about what you guys do with the Saturday Showdown?
Yeah, so I mean the Saturday Showdown, it's a pregame show that we do before every home football game. It's kind of in the style of ESPN College Game Day, is kind of how we talk about it amongst ourselves. So, I mean, it's pretty basic. I mean, we start out like any other show with our open. Host will open it, and then normally this semester, at least it's been me, I open it with roughly 10 to 15 minute interview with the head football coach, Ian Shields. That's always a blast. I love talking to him before every game. And then we kind of follow that up with an NSIC segment. So we talk about standings, some matchups for the day, some statistical leaders around the conference. And then we round it out with what we call our hot topics. So that's when we really preview the Minot State game for the day. We'll talk a little bit about other Minot State sports going on, other college sports around the region. I know just last weekend we highlighted the UND North Dakota State game. We talk a lot about high school, at least I do because I'm from the area and my alma mater is, as I call them that, they're in the playoffs, 9-0, so it's a very fun show. For every home game, we normally go live about 2.5 hours before kickoff. It's always a blast.
Yeah, so can people find you guys and watch in person, or can they watch online? How does that work?
For the most part, it's all online. I believe I don't know for sure if we've been streaming. I know we streamed on YouTube, I believe, last weekend. So it's normally on the KMSU TV, a YouTube channel, we go live. And if not, it gets put up on YouTube shortly after the show concludes. So it'll be up before noon most Saturdays anyways for people to go and watch. It's normally about a half hour, so it takes not too much of a chunk out of your day to watch.
Yeah. What's the most fun part about it for you in producing it, setting it up, actually doing it?
I don't know if I have a specific part. I just love football. So, I mean, that's why I love the show so much. It's because I get to fully dive into it. I get to talk to a football coach. I've been writing a lot of the NSIC scripts, so I get to look through that and kind of look around the conference and see who's doing good, who's not. And it just keeps me, not really, I don't know if I'll say focused, but it just keeps me having a good time. Because like I said, I'm very invested in football and I want to somehow have a career with that in the future once I graduate. But doing what I can to kind of get that show going, I've really enjoyed it, especially being in the shoes I'm in this semester. I've never really been one of the producers, the quote-unquote top people for a production we've had, so it's been really fun.
Yeah, and then just kind of real quick to wrap things up here for me, what kind of, for you, how is that opportunity really kind of helping to project and move you into the professional field?
It's huge because it just, most of it, for me at least, is it just showcases that, okay, am I comfortable on camera? Am I able to have a conversation or an interview with a coach? And it also showcases my writing, because I think that's a huge part of any media field, any communications field, is can you properly write and can you properly speak the writing? Because if not, it's going to make the production value go way down, and it's just going to make everything a little bit worse, in my opinion.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for willing to talk about it. Yeah. So again, this is Parker Striha, one of the lead producers for MSU's Saturday Showdown and one of our sports anchors here for Inside Out. But speaking of Minot State football, Gage Eastlick is here. Tell us a little bit about that first Beavers football win.
Yeah, a pretty big game last weekend, so let's get right into it and get to talk about it. Kicking us off in MSU sports, the Minot State football team took on Concordia St. Paul last week. The Beavers played a tight game against the Golden Bears that was tied 10-10 going into the fourth quarter. With 2:56 left in the game, Minot State's Jeremy Caruso hit a 21-yard field goal to give the Beavers a 13-10 lead. After the kick went up, a flag was thrown, giving the Beavers a free first down and another opportunity to cash in on a touchdown. Reverting the score back to 10-10, the Beavers made good on this penalty as Miles West ran it in for a 2-yard touchdown to give the Beavers their first win on the season, 17-10. Their next game is this weekend against University of Minnesota Duluth for their final home game of the season. And be sure to come out as it is Prairie Warrior Bowl day. There will be free food at the tailgate from numerous different restaurants around Minot for Buckshot's Best Bites. Also, remember to put in your vote for what restaurant you think has the best food at the tailgate on Saturday. Now, moving on, the men's hockey team played a 2-game series against Waldorf last week. They took both games from the Warriors as they outscored them 22-1 over the course of both games. In Game 2, there were 10 different Beavers that scored as they routed Waldorf to a score of 13-0. The Beavs have the next few weeks off until November 1st when they will have a rematch against University of Mary in Mandan. Now, last week, the women's hockey team played a game against Liberty University for a title rematch from last season. The Beavers were leading 2-1 when freshman Paige Kozak scored her first collegiate goal with 41 seconds left in regulation to tie the game. This late goal from Kozak forced a 5-minute 3-on-3 overtime with a minute 52 into overtime, Kozak scored yet again to make the score 3-2 to give the Beavers the win. This win is their first of the season, and by the end of the game, junior goalie Haley Beaver ended with 20 saves on the night. The Lady Beavers play again in the next 2 days against Lake Superior State University. Both games start at 3:45 p.m. in the Mesa Arena. Lastly, the MSU cross-country teams are competing this Saturday in the NSIC Championship. They are going into the meet coming off a strong appearance in the Jimmy Invitational on October 6th. In that race, grad student Jacob Jensen went on to win with a time of 25 minutes and 3.9 seconds. The Beavers are looking to have their first championship in the NSIC for the cross-country team since joining the conference in 2012. And as I mentioned earlier, the Prairie Warrior Bowl is this Saturday, and there will be a tailgate before the game. The tailgate kicks off at 11 a.m. in the parking lot of the Dome. The tailgate will also include 12 businesses for Buckshot's Best Bites, and don't forget to vote on what you think your best bite is at the end of as the winner will be announced at halftime. So Ethan, with a pretty big weekend for football, considering it is coming up on their last few games at home, what will you be in attendance for Buckshot's Best Bites?
Oh, absolutely. I'm a huge fan of food, and especially when it's free, I can pretty much guarantee I'll be there and try as much as I can. So, but yeah, it's sad that football is coming to an end, but it's always good to be able to get out and have some fun with the community. So, but after the break, we are coming back with a live interview with one of our recent graduates who's now in the athletics department. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back to MSU Inside Out. Now, starting off our last segment of the show, he's a recent graduate from our professional communications department and is now involved with athletics at Minot State. Nangi Damanabo is there with more.
The beauty about the Pro-Com department is that it gives you hands-on skills and education that you can utilize in any field you'd like, especially athletics. Joining me now is Howard Wade, former Pro-Com student that graduated in 2022 and now is a graduate student doing the sports management program here at MSU. How are you doing, Howard?
I'm doing pretty good.
Awesome. So what encouraged you to go into sports management?
First off, my love for sports definitely drove me, as well as the time that I spent during my undergrad here at Minot State, all that I learned with the sports communication as my focus. It definitely made me inquire as to what else I can branch into once I was done with my undergrad studies. And that's, like you said, where I'm at now with the graduate program here at MSU.
Awesome. Okay, so what Pro-Com skills have you been able to utilize in this field?
Pretty much all of them. Live shot interviews such as this one, putting videos together, hype videos for game day, as well as using Adobe, like a lot, much more than I did in undergrad. I would say that every tool that I was taught and learned and spent time getting my hands dirty with during my undergrad, I've been able to really magnify and expand it here as a graduate student.
Amazing. Okay, so what would you say are the highlights of the sports management program here at MSU for those who are interested in joining?
Yeah, the highlight for me is how flexible it is. You know, I don't have a 5-course load, 2-3 courses for the entire semester. It's much easier to navigate, especially with the online options. I can choose what to do with my schedule, and that helps me prepare for game days, putting scripts together for my broadcasts, writing web content for pre-game, post-game when it's done. So yeah, the flexibility of the grad program allows me to get more done so that I can put forth great work.
Amazing. Okay, guys, there you have it. Howard Wade, our very own program student turned sports management graduate student. And be sure to check out the sports management program here at MSU if you're ever interested in doing graduate school. Back to you, Ethan.
Thank you so much, Nikki. So that is going to bring our show tonight to an end, and we had a lot of really great segments tonight. We got to go through some campus news, an interview with Sarah Honerman talking about the MSU Theater Department's first show since 2019, a couple of great sports segments, the weather, and then an interview with Parker Striha about our Saturday Showdown, and with Howard Wade talking about his involvement with athletics post-grad. So next week, we've got another show coming at you. Saturday Showdown is this week, as well as the Bucky's Best Bites, and as well as our Inside the Dam podcast on Monday night. So thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next week.